Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to see manual versus automation testing. So let's go through the agenda. We are going to cover importance of manual testing, advantages, disadvantages, introduction to automation testing, benefits of automation testing, tools used for automation testing, and manual versus automation testing. So let's start with importance of manual testing. Manual testing is a type of software testing where testers manually execute test cases without the help of any automation tools. Manual testing is actually a self explanatory testing of a web or mobile application and is done manually by human action, which is intended to find out the defects or bugs in a software program. So let's take a look at some of the reason why manual testing is still important. Manual testing tests from a human's perspective. That is, testers can quickly identify when something looks off. Automated test scripts don't pick up these visual issues. When a tester interacts with software as a user would, they are able to discover usability issues and the user interface glitches. So, automated test scripts can't test for these things. Exploratory testing can be done manually. So, that means automated test only performs the action that you tell them to do. They require planning and preparation to write, which restrict the test to certain boundaries. Explanatory testing or ad hoc testing gives us the opportunity to answer questions like what happens if I do this. It enables us to carve our own path throughout the test with little or no boundaries. So automated tests can contain errors and holes. Just like code can give bugs, automated test script can also have bugs. This means that automated testing has the potential to report false positives and false negatives. By including a human touch throughout the testing process, these errors are avoided. Some scenarios are not technically feasible to automate or cost too much. Yeah, as said, feasible to automate or cost too much. Uh, let's take an example. For example, an iPad app that relies heavily on tap gestures. So automating the tap can only not only be costly but also may not be the most accurate test compared to a human figure touching the user interface. Manual testing help us understand the whole problem basically. So over the time, automated testing can save time. It is great for getting quick result on a broad level, but manual testing allows us to understand the problem on a conceptual and emotional level. So that is more about importance of manual testing, why it is important. Now let's see some of the benefits of manual testing. In comparison to automation testing, manual testing is less extensive and cost efficient. Because of the involvement of human element, we get accurate user interface feedback in testing. The user doesn't need to change the entire code in order to make small quick fixes in the app. With manual testing, we can get the exact replication of the real user experience on the application under test. The manual testing approach is able to handle difficult use cases situations better than the automated testing. Here, programming knowledge is not required in manual testing. In manual testing, understanding requirements, documenting test cases, and executing test cases are the important tasks. If it is the test automation, every tool uses any one programming language to enhance test cases. So, programming knowledge is mandatory for test automation. Now, let's see some of the disadvantage of manual testing. As manual testing is handled by the humans, that's why chances in errors are higher. GUI objects, size difference, and color combination, etc., are not easy to find in manual testing, not suitable for large scale projects and time bounded projects. Running tests manually is very time consuming job. Processing change requests during software maintenance takes more time. Batch testing is not possible for each and every test execution. Human user interaction is mandatory. So now let's see automation testing. Introduction to automation testing. In this modern age, testers are considered as bottlenecks to the delivery of software products. We testers are being asked to test more and more functionality in less time. These days, with the emergence of different software development models, we need to test many features repeatedly. This throws up a challenge: time required to test test cases manually. One way to overcome is to automate most of the test cases that are repetitive and are time consuming. Therefore, we can handle test automation as developing a software scripts to test the software. Now let's see what is the advantage of automation testing. So here benefits are: these are reliable. Test performs same operation each time they are executed, eliminating human error. Reusable. Test can be reused different versions of an application. Best quality software can run more tests in less time for fewer resources. Good coverage. Fast. Tests are significantly faster than human users. Cost reduction. Number of resources for tests are reduced. Replaces manually hard, uninteresting, and labor intensive tasks. So now let's see what are the tools used for automation testing. So this is classified into functional automation tools, performance testing tools, and management tools. So for functional automation tools, we have UFT, QTP. It was earlier known as QTP from HP. Then comes the Selenium, which is an open source tool. SIL Test from Microfocus. Test Complete from SmartWare Software. Windrunner from HP. Test Partner from Microfocus again. Rational Robot from Rational, and APM Source Labs. Performance testing tools covers Load Runner, that is from HP. JMeter, it is again an open source tool. Test Complete from SmartWare Software. Silk Performer from Swiss, and Rational Performance Tester from IBM. There are test management tools like Test Director from HP, Quality Center from HP, Test Manager from Rational, Bugzilla Test Runner open source, Zira from Atlassian, Visual Basic Studio from Microsoft. Now let's see some of the key differences between automation testing and manual testing. So automation testing are more reliable as tools are involved, and these are less reliable due to involvement of human elements in case of manual testing. Batch testing. Multiple test scripts can be batched for execution in automation testing. Manual test cannot be batched in case of manual testing. Engagement is accurate as it is done by tools. Manual testing, it is repetitive. Manual tests can be prone to errors. Test design. The testing methods enforce test driven development design, whereas in manual testing, do not enforce the drive design into their coding process. Deadlines have zero chances of missing a predefined deadlines, as a higher chances of missing predefined deadlines in case of manual testing. BBT, automated testing is useful for build verification testing. In case of manual testing, executing the BVT is difficult in manual testing. Parallel execution can be executed on different executing platforms, whereas in manual testing cannot be executed parallel but requires more human resource. So that's all for today's video. Hope this was useful for you. If you feel it was useful, please like, share with your friends, and do subscribe for updates. Thank you for watching. See you in next video. Bye.